Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. And I picked up a couple of these nice and natural ingredients, hand cream rather, recently, and I thought it would be nice to make a little presentation box for them. And I had a look and found an old tutorial by Crafty Caroline, who is no longer a demonstrator for Stampin' Up, but her YouTube channel is still there, so I checked out her double hinged box there. I'll put a link to that in the description bar below. I totally resized it to fit my particular gift, and I've added a belly band, which she didn't have on hers, and this is how it opens. So it's kind of like a picnic hamper type thing, and I've got my little gift inside there. Oh, and a little scrap from when I was making it. Extra bonus. So it's actually this pretty much the right width. It's a little bit long, but I'm not going to bother changing it for this purpose. I'm just going to make another one. On Caroline's one, she had her card going all the way across the bottom there, so those two pieces met in the middle. I'm just saving some card, and because I wanted to use this beautiful craft card and keep it all nice and natural to go with the hand cream itself, this just comes in 6x6 sheets, so to have it all the way along there wouldn't really work. So I will show you how to make the box, but first of all I'll show you how I decorated the craft card. So I've already pre-cut the pieces that I need for the base of the box, which is 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, and my two craft pieces each measure 6 inches by 5 1/4. And before I do anything else, I need to stamp these, and I used crumb cake and various stamps from this framed occasions set, and you'll see that I've actually used the hexagon outline there and the thankful we are friends on that as well. And I thought it needed a little bit extra, so I've actually brought in the Summer Shadows dies for those little extras on there, and this gorgeous soft ribbon as well. So I've actually added in an extra, I think I added that one in for this time, so I've got quite a lot of stamps already mounted, and I'm using crumb cake ink onto these pieces, and I will start off and then I will speed it up so that you don't have to sit here for ages while I decide which stamps I'm going to stamp where. Okay, so just kind of randomly twisting and turning these stamps so they're not all facing the same way, and just really filling up the space we've got. And as I say, I've got an extra stamp to add in with this one. Oops, didn't do that very well. May well be getting cut off anyway. And there's quite a lot of different sized stamps in this set, which is always good for doing this kind of technique, because you can then decide which ones you want to fill in with if you've got some other nice small ones to play around with. Okay, so I'll just keep on filling in the gaps on this. I've got a couple of other really small stamps that are great for adding in, filling in little spaces like so. And I will fast forward this and come back to you when I've completed both pages. Okay, so these two pieces here, these were 6 inches by 5¼ inches. So on the 5¼ inch at the top, I want to score that at 1½ inches and at 3¾ inches. Okay, so that's 1½ inches in from either side. Turn it around, so we've now got the 6 inches at the top there, and I want to score that at 1½ inches, and then at 3 inches. Okay, do exactly the same on this one. So 1½ inches and 3 inches on the long side, 1½ inches and 3¾ on the shorter side. Okay, so those are our two hinged pieces. For the actual base of the box, I am using thick very vanilla, and as I say, 8¼ by 5¼ and I want to score this at 1½ inches on all 4 sides. Okay, so just keep turning it round, 1½ inches all the way. Okay, and that's me done with the scoring as well. So I will bring in my bone folder and just reinforce those score lines. And making the base of the box is just nice and simple. I'm cutting up that score line there, just to there. Okay. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a wedge out either side of that, like so. Okay, now because the depth of the box is more than half of the width of the box, I'm not going to do the tabs at either side. I'm going to pinwheel them, so I do one on each corner. Okay, so I've done that one. Turn it around, we'll stick it with it, doing it on this side just so we don't confuse. Okay, chop in and chop in, turn it around, straight up, chop and chop again, like so. And for the last one, turn it around again, straight up, that score just to the horizontal score, and then take a wedge out on either side. Okay. And to make the box, I'm simply going to put glue on each of these tabs and then fold it round and get a nice neat edge there. Hold it in place for a moment, let the glue set, move on to the next one, do do exactly the same on all 4 corners. Just bringing that round and getting a nice neat corner there. Last one, you can fold the tab back and add the glue when it's in there, like so, and again just putting that in place. Okay. So we've got our little tray. I'm just going to put a bit more pressure on those tabs, make sure I've got them nice and firm before we move on. Okay, so my hand cream will fit in there nicely. Okay, now I've actually moved that in a little bit too much, so I've got a little bit of an overhang there. I'm not going to play about, I am just gonna take that overhang off. All is not lost. So for the 2 parts of the lid, you'll see we've got an angle cut in there. So I've got, let me just burnish this first and it'll be easier to see hopefully. Okay, so both of these pieces, we've got 2 lines and then a larger panel there. Okay, so with the 2 smaller sections at the bottom, I'm going to take this piece out completely. So that bottom corner, I can just chop straight up there and straight up there. Okay, right into the edge there. And do exactly the same on the other corner. The craft card's a little bit more difficult to pull out, it's a bit more fibrous. So I've got that. Now I want to cut up this score line. Okay, and I'm going to do just a normal wedge on this side. Sorry, I had to just remind myself what I was doing there. Okay, I'll wedge that side after I've done this piece here. So I'll just do the same on the other side first. So straight up along that score line there, just to there, and just take a normal little wedge out of there. Okay. You will need to take much more of that bit because we then need to do the angled part. So that piece will go in the bottom, these pieces will go in, and that will go round. Okay, so we've got a full one, but I want this to go up that way, so I need to cut it from that corner to that corner. Okay, now you can either do this on your trimmer, or if you're feeling brave like I am, you can just use a long pair of scissors and just do a nice neat chop there. Do exactly the same on here, so from there out to there. So that's the shape you then need. Okay, now if I fold that over and glue that piece down, you're going to see this bit. So I'm just kind of doing a dry run, and I can take my scissors and just do a little notch there, but then I know I actually want to move it over a little bit more and go straight down that corner there. And that's the big wedge I need to take out so that I don't have any of it showing on the side. Okay, so that will then sit nicely. So again, just fold that down. Okay. Take your scissors and do a little nip. Take it out and then actually cut a little bit more to the side. Okay, so my little nip was there, but I just went a little bit further over to make sure we don't see that piece there. Okay, then it's a case of doing exactly the same on this piece. So I've got my template there, I'm just going to whiz and do this piece as well. So now we need to put these pieces together, and I'm going to just do one side as normal. Okay, so adding glue to my wedged tab and then folding that around to stick on to that diagonal piece. Okay, so as you'll see, we've just got a little bit of a margin in there. Now, to make sure that I'm getting a good fit, I'm going to do the other bit actually on the box. So just sticking the box in there, put my glue on that tab, and then folding that over. Okay. And that can sit on there, and then I just want to put glue onto this piece. And while that's sitting on there, just move that over. Now I did forget to wedge that, but I'm actually okay. It's not going to show, don't think, if there's anything there. No. So I will do that. That was the bit that I forgot, is to just take a tiny little wedge off that, just so that it doesn't show when you look at it at the side. Okay. So same again, just add glue to one of your wedges as normal. And fold that around. So then let's pop that inside and make my life easier. Okay. And so it just needs a little bit more encouragement there to fit properly. So if I'd fitted this off the box, it may not actually have been a very good fit. But by putting it on, you don't make it too tight. Okay, so that does feel kind of tight. And then putting it in on the way that it should be, like so. Okay, so we've got that little overlap there, and then adding my glue to this piece and popping that over. Okay. So we've now got our box, and it does close and stay closed just like Caroline's one did. I just thought it needed a little bit extra decoration, which is why I decided to add little kind of belly band type closure on it with the lovely white frayed ribbon. Okay, so if I bring that in, I will cut off a piece first of all, so I'm not having to play about with the whole reel. Okay. Now, I need to stamp the sentiment, and I'm also using the Beautiful Shapes dies, because these coordinate with the framed occasion stamp set. So we've got hexagons. The second largest one fits around that, so you could then use the larger one as an extra layer, and we've got circles that fit that, and we have that Thinking of You one, I think it is. I thought there was another one that coordinated. But yeah, the Thinking of You will fit in with that shape as well. So quite nice to be able to coordinate with that. Once again, I am using my crumb cake with the hexagon. Just pop that on, and it just gives you that nice thin line there. And I've got the Thankful We Are Friends stamp, and to try and get that straight in the middle. Not bad, not bad at all. And then, as I say, the second largest hexagon die will cut that out perfectly. And I want to cut an extra one from this spare piece of card, and from these little extra bits of craft card I will use the Summer Shadows dies. As I said, I just feel it needed a little bit something extra, and these were sitting at the edge of my desk, so I thought, why not? Let's just use them as well. But any little flower or leaf or something like that would be fine. So I'm just going to do a little bit of die cutting. Be back with you in a moment. Okay, so I've got my stamped hexagon and a plain one, and I'm going to sandwich the ribbon in between there. So I'm going to add some tearing tape across this piece here. Like that. Okay, so first things first, I've got a little bit of an overlap there, so when I take that backing off, I can just roll that back and it's not going to cause any issues. So I've got my backing off that, Jesus, eventually. There we go. Again, another little bit over the edge there, just roll that back. So I want to place that like so, and bring the first bit of the ribbon over and just pop that down. Okay, now I'm not pulling this too tightly, I'm just going to let it relax back a little bit. Okay, and chop off the excess on there so that it's not too heavy in the middle. So as you can see, the ribbon's got a little bit of a give on it like so, and then belt and braces. I'm going to put another bit of tear and tape on there just to make sure the ends of that stay where they should be. And again, just roll any excess back in, and then use whichever glue you like to use on that. So we've got double-sided tape there, and I've just put my liquid glue, my favourite of all types of glue, on there, and that will go on like that. Just going to slide that off. It might catch on the end bit there, but that's not a problem. There we go. And give that a good press. Don't want to do that while it's on the box in case I squish the box, but make sure we've got that well adhered. And then, as I say, I had these little bits that I just thought added an extra little touch. To pop that on there, and a little leaf. And pop that on there. I think I added, yep, I did. Let me just take the excess of that off. And one of my little tips for if you've gone a bit too heavy-handed with your glue, if you have an embossing buddy type of thing, just dab it with that, and that should take off any remaining tackiness here as well. So just a case of slipping that back over, hopefully not too difficult. And then I've got two lovely little gift boxes, double hinged, ready. There we go. Pop that in the middle. That one finished, and that's the belly band for this one that I made previously. So you can see how it opens, what's inside, and we've got two to play with. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, that would be fabulous. If you're new to my channel, I'd love you to click on that subscribe button. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.